And welcome into a brand new edition of Believe in Panthers here on the Believe Podcast Networks, brought to you by the fine folks over at FanDuel. Tobacco Road Sports Radio's Desmond Johnson in the house, along with the Panthers' all-time leading rusher, Jonathan Stewart. And make sure you rate and subscribe over at the Believe Network YouTube channel to get the latest on Believe in Panthers and all 32 teams in the NFL as we get ready to kick off the NFL season for 2026. Got some good stuff to talk about today, Stu. Panthers, Jaguars, great outing from the Panthers. From what we saw, we'll hit that up first in terms of things we might have been a little concerned about 2 weeks ago. Maybe we're not so much about this time around. It's after week 3 in the preseason, so it's time for our annual Panthers win-loss predictions for the season. I think we've seen enough in terms of who we think might be on this roster. And we'll go a little around the league, too, before we get out of here. But just kicking it off, Stu, let's get your thoughts. Panthers-Jaguars, game got called late because of weather, but it didn't matter. The Panthers were pretty much in control throughout the entire night, defeating the Jaguars to go 2-1 in preseason this season under Dave Canales. Initial thoughts from you in terms of what you saw positive. Let's start on the positives from the Panthers.
Yeah, man. We barely needed to see the starters. I mean, we didn't get to play against their starters, so you got to make sure you put that in context as far as what we were able to see from
I'm glad you
the
started there
Panthers.
before you even go any further, because I've seen people going like, "Oh, well, they weren't playing the starters." We don't care. We
Yeah,
do not care. We just want to see
yeah,
execution. Sorry, go ahead.
yeah, and executing the offense is what we failed to do against the Buffalo Bills, right? Where we saw the Buffalo Bills offense and our offense. It looked like we had JV and a college team, both on both sides of the ball, doing their thing, right? And we looked like the JV team against the Buffalo Bills. Uh, and it was good to see, Bryce Young under center in the gun with that offensive line intact, ready to go, blocking, giving him space to work in the pocket. And so we were able to see some rhythm, right? Finally, so we're able to see how Isaac, our play caller, is going to call plays. You can only find what that looks like when you get extended drive. So being able to see 15 to 20 snaps out of our starters on both sides of the ball. Obviously, we had some guys that weren't out there. Phillips wasn't out there. Didn't need to see him. Devin Lloyd wasn't out there. We didn't need to see him. But it was really good to see Patrick Jones on defense, right? A guy that missed some time going back to last year with the back surgery into this season. After the first 4 games, he only played 4 games, I think, right? 4 games.
Yeah, it was a
Yeah,
handful. Yeah.
but it's a great story because we have a guy that obviously missed football last year, and from what it sounds like, he's like prepared for the better parts of his football career. And I think adding Phillips, adding Lloyd, our defensive line, I mean, I feel like we're gonna have a unit, dog.
Mhm.
Like
Yeah.
the Panthers are looking like they're coming together on defense. Patrick Jones being able to go in there and force a sack on Nick Mullins, and force them to put a field goal in. Those are the types of things we want to see in our DN or from our defensive line in the trenches. The defense, again, Shaw Smith Wade, he looked really good. I would like to see him more effective in stopping the run. You know what I'm saying? I understand the DBs can make business decisions and whatnot, but I would say that he rose to the occasion with that interception, just to undercut a guy, make a play, knowing that JC Horn's out, so you make the most of your opportunities when there's question marks.
The
Um,
Ooh,
oh,
sorry about that.
what was that?
Not my phone. It's high school football. It's high school football season, so
Oh, it's
there's all
football
kinds of
season,
stuff
boy.
going on.
Yeah,
Yeah, all
yeah. I
kinds of
got
stuff
we
going
got
on.
we got middle school football practice at 3:15.
Oh, God. That's right. I forgot you guys started a little later than us, so we'll actually
Hmm.
probably be back on our regular taping schedule after this week. But
But you know who I'm really excited about?
who's that?
We're gonna get to Jonathan Brooks here in a minute,
Ooh,
but
yes.
Jimmy Horn Jr.
I was hoping you were because that's your guy. I mean, he's my guy too, but you really championed him, and he flashed off the
Yes,
screen,
he did flash.
hmm
He flashed right before everybody's eyes
bro.
on that little end
That
around,
jet sweep around the right
that
end.
jet sweep right around the edge, man. And the last time I saw a player in a Panther uniform run that fast was Ted Ginn Jr.
Ooh, that's a great comparison.
The last time I saw somebody with that blur of speed was Ted Ginn Jr.
Bro, it looked
And
like everyone was standing, like still.
standing, yeah,
Like
like
he was doing like
statues.
this, like
Yeah,
up the
you
field. I'm
could,
like, oh my God. Like
yeah,
you got a shoestring tackle basically saved the touchdown at the very when you're running so fast, your feet are doing like this.
yeah,
That's what he kind of did
yeah,
at the very end and fell down. But they said it clocked him over 20 miles an hour, like running. Like once he hit that corner
easy,
and just got in the flat,
yeah,
and shout out to the rookie, they got it right tackle that we got in the first round of Freeland, because he sprung him. Like he had the block, kind of
yeah,
sprung him open in that hole. So I was excited about that. Excited about Jimmy Horn. I was excited about Jonathan Brooks, as you mentioned
yeah,
before, because we saw him a little bit more extended play. Just him getting out there, getting lathered up. Like I just want to see him. It felt good to see him score a touchdown, because that's technically his first touchdown, pro touchdown. It won't count, but for him it will. For his family it will, and that's a motivational booster, I would imagine, for him to get that in. I'm very curious to see Brooks and Hubbard behind this offensive line, because
yeah,
we saw Hunt and Lewis out there Friday night, and it was night and day in terms of the push that the defensive line was getting against them compared to what Buffalo's front was doing with them out. So I like that. I like
yeah,
that Bryce was kind of poised. Nothing fancy, but you don't expect that in preseason. I don't know why people online expect them to throw out the exotic plays and stuff week 3 of the preseason or whatnot. But they did what I asked for last week. I just want to see some kind of execution that we're not. It would have really made me upset. Not upset, but
hmm.
concerned if we came in here today after like Carolina had lost and knowing that Jacksonville didn't play any of their starters and we still looked like horrible.
Yeah. You know what? We did what we were supposed to do.
Yeah,
You go down there, find a drive, find some rhythm, some routine, put points on the board,
and get them out healthy. Just get them out healthy.
get them out healthy.
Now,
Exactly.
I will say, just catching up on news for the week, wide receiver Xavier Legette, who did not play Friday, he's nursing an ankle foot injury, and quarterback Haynes King, who has a hamstring. They will not play or practice against the Texans this week. They are having joint practices with the Texans starting Wednesday. Then they will play them Friday. Tight end Darren Waller got in pads for the first time Monday with the Panthers. He will practice against Houston, but probably will not play in the game on Friday, per Dave Canales. That's from Mike K. And shout out to Mike K. I know Mike. He was the Charlotte Observer beat writer for the Panthers for a while. When what's the dude's name? The dude that was the beat writer for the longest for ESPN for the Panthers, David Newton. When David Newton retired, Mike K got that job. So shout out to Mike K. And maybe we'll have him on sometime during the season to talk about the Panthers. But that's Friday. None of the starters are going to play because that'd be preseason game 4. We played an extra game with the Hall of Fame game. None of the starters are going to play on Friday. None of them. I don't expect any of them to suit up at all. Like I expect them in street clothes. A lot of guys didn't play Friday. Jalen Phillips, J.C. Horn, Will Lee, Chuba Hubbard, Darren Waller, Devin Lloyd. I mean, just go Derek Brown. Like just go down the list, and they kind of held a lot of folks out. And to be honest, those names I just read, I don't really need to see them in the preseason right now. Like we kind of got an idea of what we got going on, and I'm pretty.
Get ready for Chicago.
Get ready for Chicago.
At this point, this is the point of the year where you've gone through, your practices. They had their 15th practice yesterday, and training camp is over in my mind, right? So now we got to make sure we get healthy, we get corrected, we dial in on what our play calling is going to look like when it comes to week 1 against Chicago. That's what they're doing upstairs, the coaching staff, right?
That's a home game too.
They're preparing for a lot of that.
Yeah.
And then making sure that they make the right decisions on those, that gray area as far as the players that are going to make the team or they're on that line, right? And there's a couple of guys that, in my mind, that are on that line, like a guy named Jasim Reed, right?
I just saw his
Jasim Reed has been making plays throughout the whole preseason. You heard his name coming up in training camp. He did not play last week, but that's a guy that I would like to see make the team. You got to think about David Moore, John Mechie. How are these guys gonna find room? How are they gonna find room for guys like that on this roster when you have a tight end room that is getting kind of full, right? You bring Waller in, he's gonna make the team, and he ain't got. When people ask, like, well, we got to see him play. No, you've seen him play before. Okay,
It's us. And that was him walking off the street basically last year.
Right.
So yeah.
Look, there's still levels to this. Okay,
Yeah.
Again, this is a guy that used to run a 4-4.
Do you think
Okay,
he's going to be
tight end.
the starter week one?
So this is the thing: Trimble and Mitchell Evans,
Jamin Sanders too.
and Jatavian Sanders, right? So you got to look at what are the qualities of these guys that keep them on this roster. Well, I can tell you Mitchell Evans and Trimble block. They block really well, and they have blocked really well. And they have been serviceable whenever the play calling goes their direction, they're available, right? But one of the things that we've been missing since Greg Olsen is a guy that is a pass catcher, a guy that can be in there, can be a threat. When a defensive coordinator is preparing to play the Panthers, are they circling the tight end position?
Mm-hmm.
They haven't been doing that for some time now. You bring Waller into the mix, you're circling the tight end position, especially in red zone, right? So that's what Waller brings to this team is, a proven vet that has been able to do it. And when I say a proven vet that's been able to do it, I'm talking about 374 catches for 4,407 yards and 26 touchdowns, okay? And then he also led all tight ends. I'm going back to 2020. Yes, this is a long time ago, right? But it's in the pudding, right? And you got to remind ourselves that he missed time. He retired at one point.
Yeah.
His mind was not into the game after a certain while, right? Now he's back in it. He found his flame. He found his fire. So, having Waller added to this mix as a pass threat, controlling the middle of the field. What does that do for guys like me, Chuba Hubbard, Jonathan Brooks? It makes that box a little lighter, okay? So now we can really run our offense.
That helps guys like Ted McMillan and Xavier Legette too, because now they can run behind the defense because they're worried about having to cover Waller and company in the middle of the field. To your point, we haven't had anybody like that since Greg Olsen. So we've gone 7+ years. Yeah, it's been way too long. Way too long.
And Jatavian Sanders, everybody, slow their horses on him. Like, he's been banged up. Like, he got hurt. Like, hurt his neck one year and then, mess up his ankle the next year. And so he's gone through a lot of adversity as well. So the only thing that you can think of as far as that tight end room is having your options and having them ready, period.
I do hope Brad Isaac, who will be calling plays for the first time this season for the Panthers, I do hope that he plays around with some 2 tight end sets because I think they're going to keep 4 at least to your point. And if Waller's one of them, you put Waller on one side, you put Sanders on the other, you got Tet wide, you got Xavier Legette wide or Coker wide, you got Jonathan Brooks in your backfield. That sounds like a good time. Like to me, that sounds like a lot of fun. And Bryce kind of orchestrating the whole thing, which is go back to when they first drafted him. What they say about Bryce Young, he's a point guard. He needs to distribute the ball, all stuff. And we snickered at it, but if you look at what they've done offensively now, they've given him the tools to actually try to go and do what they said that they thought he was when they drafted him. So I say all that to say this is a big year for Bryce Young because it's a huge year for him. The Panthers do take on the Texans Friday night at 7 p.m. That'll be on the Panthers radio network, and it'll also be on the Panthers television network as well. Just check your local affiliates if you're in the state of North Carolina, you'll be able to find it there. We're a little short on time, so I want to get to our annual. This is like the 3rd or 4th year in a row we've done this where I see people doing this like as soon as the schedule comes out, like way like out in like in April. And I'm like, we don't even know what the teams are, like the rosters, and y'all trying to pick.
Bunch of fools are who they are.
We try
over
to
here predicting the future with nobody
we don't
on the
even
roster
know.
yet.
Like, so also we usually try to be more sensible about it, and we're like, let's wait till after preseason week 3, after we've seen them and we kind of have a general idea of who the roster is. Let's wait till then and then pick our stuff. So here's our annual Carolina Panthers win-loss thingy that we do here on Believe in Panthers, brought to you by FanDuel. And actually, before I get to that, over on FanDuel, if you go to sportsbook.fanduel.com, go down to the NFL tab and check out the Panthers. Right now, the Panthers, I believe, are still favored, or not favored. Their odds to win the Super Bowl are like at plus 8,000. So you can go in there, place a bet, win some money. You believe in your Carolina Panthers like we do here. And just go over there and take care of that. There's a bunch of other prop bets going on. If you're really into betting, you can probably bet on the preseason game on Friday. I don't know why you would, because, again, none of the starters are playing, and we don't know who's going to be out there. But you can go do it, sportsbook.fanduel.com, and get your bets in and get ready for the season. Let's go ahead and do this, Stu. Regular season, week 1. I'm going to keep track here and write this stuff down.
All right.
We open up at home against Caleb Williams and the Chicago Bears. It's a 1:00 p.m. kickoff on Fox, Sunday, September 13th. Oh, and programming note, we might not be on next week because of there's like a 2-week gap before the season begins. And if we are, we'll probably find a guest or somebody and do something along those lines. But Bears Panthers home game. I don't think Dave Canales has lost a home opener since he's been a coach here. I don't think.
And he ain't gonna lose one.
Boom. Here we go.
So 1-0.
Week 1.
Win.
Versus Bears.
What's that quarterback's name?
Caleb Wilson.
Caleb Williams.
Oh, yeah.
Caleb Williams about to be chased around so bad, boy. When we talked about, as far as the Carolina Panthers lacking a pass rush for the last several years, the Carolina Panthers, the tabloids are going to say, wow, what a pass rush. Because I'm going to list these names for you. Bobby Brown III, Cam Jackson, Derek Brown, Patrick Jones, Devin Lloyd, okay, Lee Hunter, okay, Princely, even Travis Gibson, okay, that's a name, right? Another name, Aaron Hall, okay? Those guys are going to pop up throughout the season, especially when we talk about, we have a week 5 bye?
Yeah.
And so you talk about an early bye week, that means we got a long stretch of games that's going to come up that we have to play, right? So keep that in mind for those guys. But I feel really good about our trenches, man. I mean, you add Devin Lloyd to the mix, right? They're going to be chasing that boy Caleb around.
Yeah.
Week 1.
Now, granted, Caleb Williams' claim to fame is running backwards 40 yards and then throwing the ball 60. Like,
ain't gonna work out.
Yeah, I don't think it's gonna work that way in Charlotte. Thanks, America's gonna be rocking.
They're gonna run them up out of here.
So we got a win for the Panthers week 1. Week 2, they go on the road, take on the Atlanta Falcons at a divisional game in week 2 at Mercedes-Benz Stadium. That is a 1:00 kickoff on Fox as well on Sunday, September the 20th. We don't know who the quarterback's going to be for the Falcons, do we? Do we trust Tua?
It don't even matter who the quarterback is, because we got our quarterback, the Carolina Reaper. Okay,
I'm gonna write that
the Carolina Reaper is gonna go down there and make sure he continues as business as usual, which is make sure Atlanta does Atlanta things when the Carolina Panthers come in town.
You know what? He is kind of the Falcons' kryptonite. It feels like the past 3 or 4 times they've seen him. So yeah, I'm with that. And the last time he came to Atlanta was the 500-yard overtime massacre, and then somebody got fired from Atlanta right after. So
I don't know who's gonna get fired.
Somebody
this time,
getting fired. Week 3. So we got that. They got Atlanta favored 1.5 points already in that, but we'll see about that. Week 3, Panthers on the road at Cleveland, Sunday, September 27th, 1 p.m. kickoff on Fox. We'll just pepper it in right here.
The tabloids are going to read, first game, Shedeur Sanders comes in. First game, Shedeur Sanders.
Yo.
Look, they gave that man Watson the job because it's the first 2 games of the season for the Cleveland Browns is an away game, right? So I know there's a lot of stuff going on in Cleveland. The fans are upset. Heck, Watson's upset. He's trying to right his wrongs, trying to figure out how to, write a new narrative and all that. But look, buddy, football can't. It's not gonna wipe away your personal issues.
No.
But what winning football games can do is make people feel good during the game and maybe a couple hours after the game. But people are still going to feel how they feel about Deshaun Watson.
Especially in
Okay,
Cleveland. Like, Cleveland is
especially in
not
Cleveland.
one of those places that forgives easy. So it's
Yeah,
like, and they didn't even do anything
and
to the city of Cleveland other than just not
he
be
might have
available.
to wear. He gonna have to win it. Like, look again, personal and entertainment is all it's divided. Okay, there's no such thing as milking the two and then solving all your problems by winning games
Well,
when it comes to that.
actually, you know,
But
you know
I'm gonna just go out and say the tabloids are gonna read Shador Sanders welcomes the Carolina Panthers. But Shador, you gonna do all right. All right, I want you to do all right.
and for those that don't
But
know what's going on, there's a kind of a war between Deshaun Watson and the Cleveland fans, where Deshaun
yeah,
Watson came out after their preseason game where he got booed off the field in a preseason game by the Cleveland
yeah.
faithful, and had these comments to make regarding it.
Man, I didn't have no reaction. I think the biggest thing is, I think you guys know too, and I think the whole world knows, it has nothing to do about the performance. It's it's a little bit personal than that. So I think that's it's a disrespectful thing. So yeah, I mean, I'm gonna keep whatever I feel with me and my family internally on how I feel about that. Last time I played on this field, I tore my Achilles, and that same fan base, they cheered when I got hurt. What does that have to do with anything about performance? When a person get hurt, especially for your own city, and they cheer.
Does that make you regret coming here?
No, I don't regret anything in my life. You know, I think the Lord put me through situations for a reason.
That last part, I don't regret anything in my life. That I was kind of I bristled a little bit, like nothing. Deshaun, you don't regret nothing at all. Like, and then the
No,
comments,
I get
I
that.
understand where he's coming from. It
I
just,
don't live with regrets either, right?
but he made
And
it sound
little
like if I could
regrets.
do it over again, I'd do it again. And it's like,
Yeah,
and that's not where you say it, man. Don't say it right
yeah,
there.
but
Say that in your living room. Don't say
look,
that to a reporter. Like, don't know. And then Cleveland, I got it as a win. I have it as a win. Like, I just don't
I got
see.
that as a win as
Yeah,
well.
I
We
just don't
3-0
see.
at this
Yeah,
point.
we're 3-0.
The Browns got money problems. Okay,
Yeah,
that's what's really
they
happening.
let
Okay,
Miles
they got
Garrett.
themselves in the money problems. They ain't got Miles Garrett no
They
more.
let him go for a box of
Like,
carrots, pretty much, to the
look,
Rams. Like,
the Cleveland Browns was kind of they had an opportunity to get it right, and they went out there and messed up that money. Okay, so
yeah. So
GM problem.
they paid him $250 million, and he wasn't really available for the 5 years he was there. So,
Yeah,
and they got 2
life
first-round
happens.
picks this upcoming next year's draft. So, we'll find out from there. Let's go to week 5. This is a primetime game. Sunday, October the 4th.
Hold on, week 4, man.
Did I not do week 4?
Yeah,
Bears. Oh, this is week 4. I'm sorry. Did I say week 5? It's week 4.
yeah.
1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, week 4. Lions. The Detroit Lions come to Charlotte to take on the Panthers in a primetime game on NBC. The whole country's gonna be watching. 8:20 p.m. kickoff. I have it as an L.
I got it as an L as well.
And I don't feel good about it. And it could easily switch the other way.
And I'm just gonna say that pass rush is there. I've been saying the pass rush is good, right?
They can get Goff off the spot.
But what I'm gonna say is that running game is gonna be special for Jahmyr Gibbs. Okay, they just paid that man, so they're gonna run that rock.
Yeah.
Okay. So if we haven't figured out how to stop the run whenever we want to by week 4, they're gonna be running that rock on us. Okay. But if we can figure out how to stop the run, make them one-dimensional, which means chase that quarterback, then we might got a chance.
For now, I'm gonna put it as a loss because I'm just like the Lions seem to be a year or two ahead of us. We 3-1.
Yeah.
Going into week now we're in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We're in week 5 at the Eagles. 1:00 kickoff on CBS Sunday, October the 18th. Eagles have a new offensive coordinator. Eagles just traded away A.J. Brown to the Patriots. They drafted what's his name, Kyle Lemon, I think was his name, the wide receiver, first round.
Yep.
I think they're going to have Jalen Hurts more under center this year. This is a prove it year for Jalen Hurts in my mind because he already got his $200+ million deal. He's already won a Super Bowl. He's been to 2. But
What you mean, prove it year?
He's had a different offensive coordinator, it feels like, every 2 years. And, like, I don't know if we've seen the real, true form of Jalen Hurts. Like, I feel like there's an extra.
That man won a Super Bowl.
Yeah, he did. But I'm saying, like, I feel like there's more. Like, I feel like Jalen gets in these conversations.
That you say he ain't touched the ceiling yet.
Right.
That's what you're saying.
That's what I'm saying.
Okay.
He's a coach's son. Right. He's a quarterback to Alabama, won a national championship. Like, I mean, I feel like there's another layer that he can get to that can get unlocked by the right offensive coordinator. I don't know if it's the guy they have now, but they're going to try to put more of this on Jalen's shoulders, which they probably should at this point. Do you think this is one of the games, it feels like the Panthers kind of get up for these kind of games. The games like the measuring stick games, like this group. Yeah. I feel like they can go in there and sneak a win.
Yeah, I got to win.
Okay. I was feeling crazy at first, but okay. Man, we are 4-1.
We 4-1 right now. We're shocking the world. We're shocking the world right now. They like, oh my God.
Then we get a hold on, wait a minute. Did we skip the bye week was after the Lions. Okay, so the Lions. Then we get a bye week. Going to the bye week 3-1. Get healthy.
Yeah.
Then you get Eagles, and then you get Buccaneers at home. Week 7. Week 7 versus the Bucs and Baker Mayfield. I did just see that they did come to terms with Villa on like a 1-year extension or something like that, because I was hoping he wasn't going to be there by the time we got to him, and he's going to be there.
I wish we played the Tampa Bay Buccaneers earlier in the season, because he'd be out of shape.
Yeah, for sure. But now we'll be in October, late October by the time we see him.
He'll be in prime.
All right, yeah. Tossing dudes out the club. It's at home. It's a 1:00 game. I love it when we play 1:00 games. We tend to do better in 1:00 games than any other time, no matter what. I feel like we're better than Tampa. Like,
I feel like we're better than Tampa, but we're gonna end up losing.
Okay, so I was gonna say this is starting to turn crazy with this this record over here.
I feel like that's just a game where, like, man, y'all should have beat them, because at the end of the day, I think Tampa gonna be what? They're gonna have 2 losses by the time we see them.
Probably.
And it's gonna be one of them games where it's like, okay, you just came off of the Philly week and you beat Philly, and we're just gonna be so high, right? We're gonna be so high, and then just gonna get knocked down, all right? And so Tampa's gonna be one of those wake up games.
So here's the part of the schedule I do not like, because after the Bucs, we get 4 days, and then we've got Thursday night football on Amazon Prime
Green Bay
against Green Bay on the road in Lambeau on a short turnaround.
I got us losing that one too.
Okay, because I want to hear it before I said, because I'm just like, could they surprise us and win that game? Sure, they did last year.
I want them to surprise us, but you got to think about coming off of the Philly game. If I'm managing this team, if there's any injuries, any boo-boos, any whatever, you got to manage that, especially on that short week against Green Bay. Like that, it's an NFC opponent, obviously. So you want to put your best foot forward and win those games, right? But it's just one of those things where I think the Tampa game, we're going to be upset. We should win that game, but we end up losing, and it kind of knocks us down a little bit on a short week. No. And then we can get back on the right page by going over there week 9 to face Denver, right?
Yeah, the next game. Now we'll get kind of a mini bye from that point, because we won't play again until the 8th of November. It's at home, 1:00 p.m. kickoff on CBS. The Denver Broncos coming to town. A lot of people picking them to be Super Bowl contenders, but I'll be honest, they have one of the best defenses in the league. I will give them that, but they're very young on offense, and this smells like one of those kind of games that Carolina wins and nobody expected us to win it. Like when we beat the Packers.
Yeah, this is going to be the Rams game, in my opinion.
Yeah, I totally agree, because we'll be coming off a bye, well, kind of a mini bye, and we'll be a little bit more rested than them, and they got to travel across the country to play us. So yeah, and it's a 1:00 kickoff. So really, they're playing like 10 a.m. or whatever, like in their time. So I'm going, I like that. Going with Panthers against the Broncos. That puts us at 5-3. Going to week. And
then we go down there to New Orleans, where they do all that voodoo.
Yeah. And
they're going to be like, who that?
Sunday, November 15th, 1:00 kickoff on Fox. I love all these kickoffs are 1:00 pretty much. Like, some consistency, like instead of them just being bounced around, like when we play like the NFC West, we're playing a lot of 4:00 kickoffs and stuff. This is
anything for you, Desmond.
I appreciate that. At the Saints, The Saints have had our number, man, the past couple of years.
They ain't got our number no more.
No, you think we're gonna go into New Orleans and knock
We
it out?
changed our number, man. We changed our number.
All right, so we'll put a win there, and then come back to Carolina November 22nd and host Lamar Jackson and the Baltimore Ravens, who are breaking in a brand new coach after John Harbaugh and the Ravens parted ways. Harbaugh is now in New York with the Giants. This is a home game. It's a 1 o'clock kickoff on Fox. It's late in the season, November 22nd. I'm not really scared of Baltimore. I'm not really scared of anybody, to be honest. Like, there's not one team out there that I don't want to run across.
Either. Look,
like,
I ain't scared of Baltimore.
Yeah.
The only problem that I see here is just it's a timing thing, right?
Mhm.
Coming off of, again, we beat Denver, we beat the Saints. Can we handle winning at this point in the season, right? We got a home game, protect the house. And I saw an interesting stat as far as like Bryce Young at Bank of America Stadium and his stats and the stat line and the winning and the touchdowns. He actually plays the best on the road in domes on turf. Like,
it's weird, yeah.
So it's very interesting. But I'm gonna go. I'm okay losing to the Baltimore Ravens.
Okay, that's 6-4. So we're 6-4 after week 11, and going to rematch against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers in Tampa.
Yeah.
That is a night game. Monday Night Football, November 30th, 8:15 kickoff on ESPN. I love when we play night games because it gives us a chance to be like nationally seen. I hate when we play night games because I feel like we always lose them. So I don't know.
We ain't losing this year. This is a whole different. This is a new ball game.
We sweeping the Bucs. Oh no, we lost the Bucs week 7.
No, we lost to them first time, but we about to beat the brakes off them the second time.
Okay, so so we split with them. That's 7-4. All right, week 13. Panthers at Vikings. 4:25 kickoff is Sunday, December the 6th on CBS. So it'll probably be one of the national games at 4:25.
Kyle Murray and
it really depends on
Justin Jefferson. They're gonna be clicking at this point in the season. I'm sorry to tell you, Carolina Panther fans, just buckle up and watch the show. Okay, enjoy the show. It's gonna be 1-0. Okay.
You know what?
We're gonna lose that one. It's the worst time. It's the worst time to play the Minnesota Vikings too.
All right, so we give them an L there. So I guess
Bryce is gonna have a good game against Minnesota though.
Yeah, because he's playing in a dome, like you just said, and everything else. So yeah, that'll be probably a track meet between the two of them because Kyler Murray is really similar to Bryce. I think Bryce is more accurate. Kyler's a little more prone to run, but he's older now, so I don't know if he's really going to do that. I'm curious to see what he looks like in this Minnesota offense because the last time they had a competent quarterback, it was Sam Darnold, and they won 14 games in the regular season. That was 2 years.
And then they let him go.
Yeah, then they let him go, and he won the Super Bowl. So
stupid.
So we
all right.
With 7-5, yeah, because we run.
All right, now we got the Saints.
Week 14, Saints at Panthers, Sunday, December 13th, 1 o'clock kickoff on CBS. I don't know how they know this, but Carolina's favorite by 2.5 in that game, probably because of the host. Did we beat the Saints earlier on this?
Look, it's going to be December. Christmas is around the corner. People are excited. Families making their way into town. It's going to be look, Charlotte's going to be a happening city during this point in time, during the football season, okay? So if you're a Saints fan, stay home.
They do have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Their last 5 games, 4 of them are at home.
Yeah, it's about to be popping.
Yeah,
look, it's about to be popping. You're gonna have all the legends in the building. I'm gonna be there. Julius Peppers might pop up. Look, you saw Cam come by last year, so look, it's gonna be popping.
Okay,
New Orleans ain't gonna know what to do. The environment's gonna be crazy. It's gonna be outside. They used to being in a dome. Like, man, it's so loud here.
December.
Why is it so loud? And it's outside.
Yeah,
and it's decent. They're gonna lose.
They might have packed it up by then anyway, because everyone's picking the Saints to finish last in this division. Bengals the next week, and Joe Burrow, Sunday, December the 20th, 1 p.m. kickoff on Fox. That's at home also against the Bengals. I'm going to say they beat the Bengals.
Yeah, they beat the Bengals.
I don't know why everybody's so high on them when they haven't done anything since the year they went to the Super Bowl.
They ain't figured out how to protect Joe Burrow yet.
Just run around.
I saw You saw the preseason game, the first play of the game, he gets sacked.
Yeah, Ben's probably I'm like, yeah, that sounds about right.
So
That's how
that's going to be a problem. That's going
he didn't fix it.
they already looking at week 15 and he's saying to himself, man, that defensive line look crazy. So
Yeah,
they're going to lose that game too.
Panthers Steelers Sunday, December 27th. It's a flex game, so this could get played either on the 26th or the 27th. I mean, they can move it to Saturday or keep it on Sunday, put it in the national slot. They can move this thing around. So
it don't matter. Whatever it is, it's going to be cold.
Aaron Rodgers will be 50 years old by the time we get to this game. So, like, I don't even know if he's going to make it that far. Like, what is he, 42 or something like that?
Nah,
like,
don't you? Hey, look,
yeah.
Aaron Rodgers is going to be all right next year. Why?
Yeah, I think actually the Steelers might surprise some folks, but at this part of the year, I don't care who he is. Like, 41-year-old in December in Charlotte playing football.
Yeah.
You remember Tom Brady at the end? At the very, very end? It looked like he didn't want to get touched. I feel like Aaron Rodgers is going to be like that. Like at the very, very end. Like, don't touch me. 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 I'm done. I'm done.
He feels a gust of wind. He's going to fall.
Don't touch me. Don't touch me. Don't touch me. So I'm gonna put versus the Steelers. I'm gonna put it as a win. That puts us at we're on a 3-game win streak here. We're at 11-5 going into the last 2 weeks. Oh my. So you want to talk about getting the national media involved all of a sudden? Seahawks versus Panthers at Carolina. It's gonna be the Dave Canales Bowl or something, like coming from Seattle. Dan Morgan came from Seattle. Brad Izzett came from Seattle. Like all these guys are disciples from the Pete Carroll kind of coaching tree. They bring in the Super Bowl champion Seahawks Sunday, January 3rd, 1 p.m. kickoff on Fox. Sal's favored by 5.5 in that game. Who knows where we're going to be at by the time we get to January 3rd in terms of these rosters and what's going on in the league. There's always a surprise. I'm like, if the surprise got anybody, why not us? Let's win that game. Seahawks.
I think we can win it.
They're coming from the West Coast. It's a 1 o'clock kickoff, like I said before. Actually, I'm sitting there reading this. This schedule actually kind of favors us a lot, especially in the back end.
The back end is where we win,
and we get our bye early.
Listen, if our depth, if we are healthy and our depth is in order, which means guys are continuing to develop and getting better, the young guys, right? Our depth gets stacked. We have depth, we win. If we don't got depth, it's going to be a coulda, shoulda, woulda. Okay?
Yeah. And then we finish the regular season week 18 with where we started on week 2. We don't see the Falcons again for 3 months until week 18, and that is
by that time
game.
We ain't got to win that game. We just
might be resting, folks. Yeah, because I don't know. It might be we might be looking at home field because if we win that Seahawks game, we're 12-5. I think the most a team won last year was 13 games.
13.
And I think that was the Seahawks. No, it was the Rams. It was one of those two. Yeah. So Falcons, I got that as a win too. So we finished the season with a 5-game win streak against the Saints, Bengals, Steelers, Seahawks, Falcons, and all of those except for the Steelers.
Oh, you had the Pittsburgh. You had Pittsburgh. We beat Pittsburgh. Oh, I had us losing Pittsburgh.
No, I got us winning that one because again, it's going to be late December. Aaron Rodgers is 40-something. Do you know who the backup is?
It's an away game.
Yeah, it's an away game, and it's Pittsburgh. But I also feel like Pittsburgh's going to be like out of the playoff hunt by this point. Like I don't count Pittsburgh as one. Baltimore, yes, in that division. Bengals over Pittsburgh, yeah, I can see that too. I just think I don't think
Aaron Rodgers can do this. You got Rico Dowdle, you got Metcalf. Didn't they just get another receiver too?
I don't think it's gonna matter.
They got Michael Pittman Jr. They got Michael Pittman Jr. from the Colts.
It all comes down to can Aaron Rodgers sustain an 18-week season? Because I don't even know who the backup is for the Steelers.
Aaron Rodgers is gonna be able to play. You got to call it for what it is. If he's healthy, he gonna play. And if he playing, he's better than at least 20 quarterbacks in the league.
I'll give him that.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you look at
my age.
You look at DK Metcalf. That is a target. Michael Pittman Jr. That is a target. Rico Dowdle. He playing the old team. Okay, he playing the Carolina Panthers again. So like, when he played for the Cowboys, he had
that was one of them games. Yeah,
we're gonna be different. But I'm telling you, as a player, when you see similar situations, familiar situations, I'm telling you that that light bulb go
I'll
off.
switch it. I'll switch it to a loss because that puts us at 12-6.
Okay.
I'm okay with that. Especially look like again, the way the schedule lines up. People forget we played an extra preseason game, so we've been in camp longer than everybody else, other than the
Oh,
Cardinals.
we
So
at 12-6. That's 18. We don't play 18. We play 17.
wait a minute. Hold on. You're right. What did I do wrong? It should be 12-5.
Yeah, 1, 2, 3. Yeah, it's 12-5.
Yeah, I can live with that.
4.
Actually, that'd be great. That probably I would imagine that wins the NFC South. I'd imagine that's probably a 1 or 2 seed in the NFC. Can we get home field throughout the playoffs in the NFC after what we saw last year in the playoffs with that crowd? Like that. That's a good place to
No,
start.
we're 12.
That's a
Yeah,
good place to
did you
start.
say 12-5?
Yeah,
Yeah, we're 12-5. I just counted.
12-5.
All right, we good.
Yeah, I think
That would be beautiful. 12-5, boy. What?
that would
telling you.
and that would justify Bryce Young getting an extension. That would justify
Yep.
the moves they made the past 3 years through Dan Morgan in the front office. Like that's the year you want in year 3, year 4 of Bryce Young on a rookie deal where you got a shot when you get into January. 12-5 sets that up.
Yep.
I think
And then we can all just be over here saying, "We told you so."
Yep. So we got it here on the record. We're picking 12-5 for the Panthers. I know we've had some crazy predictions in the past in terms of what we thought, but we didn't know what was happening in the front office and stuff when we did that. We feel pretty good about Dan Morgan and company this year and what they've compiled and what they've ended the year with last year. If everything goes well, especially this back end, again, guys, the last 5 games of the schedule, 4 of them are home games, and you get kind of a mini bye after that Monday night game, or that Thursday night game, I should say. You get an early bye after week 5. So
Week
after
5
that,
bye.
you can just go, So
Yeah.
yeah. All right. Well,
This is built to make everybody say, "Wow."
Look at the
The
Panthers.
Carolina
We didn't pick
Panthers are
them.
legit.
It's
Okay?
time. It's time. Like it's go time. Like no more wishing, no more hoping, no more praying they get this done. Let's just go out and show them, and do it. Because I'm tired of them putting
Show the
Bryce Young
world.
and these worst tier quarterbacks and stuff. I'm like, I don't understand why he's getting placed in these. It's because people haven't seen him. They haven't really watched him. But we're gonna have opportunity this year. A couple of national games for the Panthers, 3 of them, if I'm not mistaken. So we'll end it right there. But Stu and Des tell you 12-5 Panthers 2026 regular season, and then Lord knows what we're going to do from there. So we got to get out of here. We may be off next week. I'm not sure because we're going to have this kind of little gap before the regular season starts. We'll let you guys know. Just check our socials. We'll let you know.
We'll be on next week.
Okay,
Yeah,
so we'll be on next week. Let's find a player or somebody. Let's talk some war stories or something to fill in the gap there. But we'll be back next week then, and we'll be about midweek. So make sure you like and subscribe, rate over at the Believe YouTube channel. And for audio, you can get it on the Believe podcast network, wherever you find your podcast. So for Jonathan Stewart, this is Desmond Johnson. You've been watching and listening to the Believe in Panthers podcast here on Believe Podcast Network. It's brought to you by FanDuel. Keep at it.